little bit of a soda before I started. Alrighty. That's already got me live. Cool. Let's listen to the voice for a second. Can I hear myself? That's already got me live. Cool. Yep, I can definitely hear myself. Hello everyone, Bubble Ninja 720 here, bringing you part 155 of my live stream playthrough for Final Fantasy XIV. We had quite a bit of a revelation, and we're going to continue on with some more story. I figured I'd pop in at my place, give it a little bit of a show up. I don't remember if I did show it off, but I did flesh it out quite a bit. I got the orchestra and roll working, as you can hear, finally. I got my little moonlight with my bed. I'm going to put another bookshelf over here so I can ensconce my bed in between books, because I like to read. I got my little study with my... Sadly, as you can see, it doesn't butt up against the wall very well. I gave myself some candlelight for my bath. The only reason why I put 3 is because I'm going to have this little waterfall over here in the corner. So that way I can sit in the deep end and just be like relaxed from water splashing down on me kind of thing. It's going to be a nice little setup. Moved the sink over here. I gave myself a little towel rack. It's a very big bathroom. Probably could shrink it a little bit, but nah. Got my little maidservant. Changed the table up, so now I got one of those scheming tables. So I got some various food items. I'm gonna put like a table over here for some more foodie goodies. This is where you can rate my house, stuff like that. No one's done anything, boo-hoo. Play cards over here. I got a little sink so you can wash dishes. There's a little kitchen area. Got all the goodies and everything. Got my bread, my cheese, my veggies, my fruits, my spices, little cooking area. I'm gonna put another cooking thing right here, like a wood stove. And then I made this like a little TV entertainment center. My plants. Oh yeah, I have a little loft up there. I'm gonna stretch it all the way over to the left a little bit. My little Tomberry lamp defender. And my little basement with all my goodies. My other vendors. It's not a permanent spot where everything's gonna be. I'm stuck on something, but I'm gonna have it set up. I moved the couch down here. Alright. I didn't change anything outside. Alright. Relic Reborn Cortana. No. Outside help. Old Charlian. Alright. Oops, I went the wrong way. Oh, did I do that already? Oh, it only gave me 45 sacks of nuts? What? Aw, lame. I need 10 more sacks of nuts and I could get my... Oh wait, no, I got the ring. Never mind. Ha! I'm an idiot. Alright, cool. I cried for nothing. Cool, I have an entire 600 set up now for my warrior. I am geared to the gills. I dare say Master Fortunal was as nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Heidelin's lunar custodians. As he will soon discover, they have much and more to offer the Forum. Might I suggest we return to the Annex forthwith? We may yet have time to discuss thy recent adventures ere we are summoned to the Rostra. Oh yeah, we still need to talk about that, don't we? you know, my foray into the past. I actually got to team up with old enemies. Well, an old enemy, I should say. And got to meet an old new friend. I'm still trying to figure out how, like, Emmett Selk's supposed to be this badass spellcaster, how he couldn't overpower Hermes. Hermes wasn't even in a seat. He was unseated. I guess crazy can't keep you strong. Give you a boost of strength kind of thing. Ah, immediately cutscenes me. Cool. Oh, I'm not there yet. I was like, where am I at? Not that I'm complaining, Urianje, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. Nor I thee. In extolling the virtues of Aetheris, I did inadvertently awaken in the Laparates a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. Krile tells us you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. I have news to share regarding our study of the Ethereal Sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, and so I would rather hear them first. To what revelations did Heideland's Elpis flower lead? A lot. We figured out who the culprit is. And this dynamis is what drives the final days. If it is Akasha, if it and Akasha are one and the same, this all but proves Nadana's theory. Were an entity through sheer force of emotion to channel this vast dormant reservoir into a raging river, its power might surpass even that of Aether. But if our star is so replete with ether, said entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamis of the great expanse. Medion. Sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied. Or rather, the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she has been hoarding for millennia. Untold anguish and fear and hatred, drawn from every corner of the universe, all for a single purpose, the destruction of Aetheris. And our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one aim, to defeat Medion. Succinct. You make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Vanquish Medion and we deliver the world from the final days, but to even attempt it, there are two conditions. First, we must determine her location. Before Medion escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Venat, the woman who would become Heidelin. Though, wow, my tongue is not working correctly. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, and so we cannot assume that our Heidelin and the Venat you met in Elpis are one and the same. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I'd wager that Heidelin possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she should share that knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. After all, she intends for us to flee Aetheris, not to stay. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Medion? The Venat I know would never give up. No, but Medion is still out there. I'm going to say Venat I know would never give up. That's my impression too. Otherwise she wouldn't have used me as a conduit for her will, or provided clues such as the Elpis flower. I believe she has been waiting for mankind's answer to Hermes' question. Yep. So what's the second condition? We must find a means to reach Medion. Yep. Naturally, our chosen method will depend entirely upon wheresoever she has made her nest. And communing with Heidelin must by necessity come first. Did you and Master Matoya have any luck with your investigation into the Ethereal Sea? Sadly not. Though we enlisted the help of Arenvald and other Echo-blessed allies, we couldn't detect so much as a whisper from Heidelin, even from within the antitower. Master Matoya is of the opinion that in the years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Hydaelyn. If so, it would most likely be some form of apparatus for observing the ethereal sea built closer to home. Sorry to interrupt, we've just received word from the Forum. Your presence is required in the Rostra, where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. Convenient. Then Father was able to persuade them. They're finally taking us seriously. Let's hear what they have to say. Oh, just to give you all a heads up, I'm relatively, I think, 25 missions away from the post-Endwalker MSQ. That's going to be a long one, by the way. That post is going to be quite a drawn-out one. Going to have a lot of stuff to do. But in those 25 missions, I still have 2 regular dungeons, and I have 2 duties, or 2 trial duties. So, yay. Look forward to those. The Forum is in session, and as such, the Rostra is closed to visitors. We're here on, Forum duties. A sign of the 7th dawn. Very well, you may wait in the corridor. Of course, entry will only be permitted on the condition you leave your armaments at the door. Lest you forget, this sacred institution holds rational discourse in the highest. The implements of war are expressly forbidden. Forget you. I'll walk in axe in hand. Gotta walk in loud and proud. Strut your stuff. Should walk in with a frying pan. Go change into culinary and walk in with a frying pan. I could beat you all with this. Except you, you're a good guy. The guy on the left. You get extra wax.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
Go for it, bro. You're the prodigy.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
Time for Alpha to shine.
Have your attention. The ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the 7th Dawn at their request on the Great Exodus.
Vitamin water. Love it. Not sponsored.
You may enter. On behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glaciers. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzat-Han. The Satrap, whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Then let us begin. First, It is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Rabzat Khan was foremost among these, but since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This Ark, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient.
You don't have
Though
time.
cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on 2 conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your Ark.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino.
Monteshan, I love you, bro.
Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself. Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration. I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms?
It's cutting it close, I think.
71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Very well.
Call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
Fortuneau kind of reminds me of Sephiroth before he went nutso. A little bit.